at first Owen was difficult to deal with, you know, and I hated working with him when he first started. He was in the business for 4 years. He just got out of high school. Everybody knew it. You know, the guy just climbed out of diapers, and all of a sudden they wanted him, he was beating everybody. I said, this don't make no sense. If you want sympathy for this guy, you have him get in there and everybody kick the crap out of him first. Then you build him up and he wins a match here and he wins a match there, then people go for him. But you can't have him coming in here beating up everybody. It's not going to sell, and it didn't. And it started killing the houses because people said, this is bull.
Right. As far as Corporal Kirshner, what are your memories of him from Stampede?
He's another one that's crazy. I don't know. We always seem to wind up with the crazy guys in this business, you know. Yeah. One other thing about Owen, too. After his second sting in the WWF, he woke up to what the business was about. And he realized, don't take it serious. It's a show business. Get in there and make yourself some money. Take care of your family. And he realized that's what it was about, which when he first got there, you know, I actually almost threatened to kill him in the locker room one time up in Edmonton.
Why is that?
Well, they had me working with Hogan at the time, but Hogan worked 3 days a week. So then the days that he wasn't working, they put me in with Owen, the Blue Blazer. And they said, okay, you go over Allen, you give him the ghetto blaster. I'm giving the ghetto blaster to everybody, to Hogan, and they're all selling it, right?
Right.
So we're in Saskatoon, and I give him the ghetto blaster, pin him 1, 2, 3. I leave the ring. I hear this big chair. I look. He's standing up on the middle ropes with his arms up in the air. Oh, okay. So I went to the agent. I said, you talk to him. I said, because I said, you don't do business like this. I said, you know I'm working with Hogan, right? So they went and told him. I said, hey, Allen's working with the champ, man. What are you doing? You know. So he didn't say nothing. So now we get to Calgary, which is my hometown as well as his. He had his whole family in there, and they're saying, no, he shouldn't put Allen over because everybody knows he's Owen Hart, because they went and told everybody the Blue Blazers Owen Hart, right? And they're going on, and they're arguing back and forth with the agent, right? I came in, and I said, look, there ain't going to be no argument. I'll just get DQ'd, disqualified, and don't worry about it, you know. It's no big deal. I'm home here. I'm happy to be home. I don't need this nonsense, right? So, okay, so we did that. So now the next night, we're up in Edmonton. And the same thing. He wanted to go over and this and that and all this nonsense. So Dave Hepner was the agent, said, no, you either do it or you go home. Said, Allen goes over. So finally he did it begrudgingly. So now I go and I tell Earl, who's Dave's, because Dave was still refereeing then. I told Earl, I said, Earl, I'm telling you now, there won't be no misunderstanding because you're the referee. If he jumps up on those ropes now, I'm going to kick the crap out of him. Walked away. Earl went and told Dave. They freaked out. Allen, you can't do that, you know. I'm telling you, I don't care what you say. I don't care if I get fired. I'm going to beat the crap out of him tonight, right? So sure enough, we get up there, give him the ghetto blaster, cover him, 1, 2, 3, go to leave. Well, he seen me. We're in that hockey ring there, the hockey arena where the...
Saddle Dome?
Yeah, not the Saddle Dome, the one in
Edmonton.
Yeah, the big building there. So he sees me go through the entrance, and I make a right. Well, when you make that right, there's a wall there. You can't see me. So he figured I left. He jumps up on the ropes, and there's this big cheer. And I look my head around. Okay. I walk back out. He's coming out the ring, and I hit him. Whack! Down he went. And I started putting the boots to him. Earl's trying to grab me. Allen, you're going to kill him. You know? So I went back, and I said, let that be a lesson to you. And I walked back and went back to the locker room. I went into the locker room, and I just gave it to him. I said, let me tell you something, you little punk. I said, if it wasn't for your dad, you'd be selling programs here. I said, what is this nonsense? We all have to put everybody over. I said, I had to put your brother over 1,000,000 times. You know, what is this nonsense, you know? But like I said, then years later, he learned what the business was about. He realized that, you know, you got to go.